Hey guys, what's up? Mike here. So in this video, I want to touch on the 4 things that I'm telling everybody that you need to be working on. If you're a product designer, UX designer, you need to be working on these 4 things, and I want to expand on one of them in particular, and that is the visual UI design. But I've been telling over the last several days, been in my lives and stuff like that, I've been saying everyone needs to be working on these 4 things. Number 1, visual design. Number 2, problem solving. Number 3, a habit of critical thinking. And number 4, communication. But I just want to explain these pretty quick, but touch on these last 3, kind of sum these all up. But the first one, visual UI design. Somebody asked me a good question recently, and I get a lot of questions as a UX designer when I talk about that visual UI design is the most important skill. Let me explain. So the reason why I say visual UI design is the most important skill for many different reasons. Number 1, it's eye candy, sex sells. So if you have an amazing visual UI design portfolio of, let's just say 10 products, 10 personal projects, and they're all visually, I'm talking top notch, versus somebody that has 10 projects and it's not top notch. It looks like it was designed in 1997 or something like that, or 2000 or 8 years ago, right? You obviously win the person that has the amazing visual UI design. That's just common sense. That's number 1. Number 2, I look at it, like I said in the recent video, look at it just at the foundational level, okay? It takes 3 people to start a project, to start a company: the product leader, the developer, and the designer. And that designer needs to know how to design. Okay, if I'm investing in my own company, my own product, my own app, that designer not only needs to have basic common knowledge of problem solving skills, like understanding how to solve user problems, but if I'm investing in a product, I don't want it to look like it was done 5-6 years ago. I'm investing and I'm starting a product and I'm getting a designer that knows how to design in 2020 aesthetics, 2021 aesthetics, and so forth, right? That's just common sense. And number 3, somebody asked me a really good question. Said, Mike, when you go into these big like product development teams, aren't a lot of companies moving or using like design systems? Very, very good question, because that is absolutely true. When you get into a company, most likely in certain big companies, you're utilizing a design system and you don't actually have to push pixels. That's fine. The point is, the purpose of having visual UI design skills is not so that you have to rely on those visual UI design skills every single day. That's not the case. It's the first 2. For 1, you have to have that presence to be a valuable asset just in the world in general, right? But in the event that you work at a corporation that has a design system and you don't have to push pixels, that's where the other 3 obviously comes into place. You know how to utilize this design system, you know how to work with this particular design kit or design system, these aesthetics, and you're still taking your knowledge of good visual design aesthetics and you're doing a good job using those, right? But that's that. So if it comes about where you don't have to push and to redesign the entire thing and find the icon systems, but you're utilizing an existing design system, that's fine. It makes it easier on you. You're still getting paid. But the other 3 is what's important: problem solving, a ability to problem solve, a habit of critical thinking, and communication. The problem solving, and these 3, you can package those, you can document, you can create infographics, you can create graphics, you can create whatever it is you want to document these 3 things on your portfolio, in your resume, what have you. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Okay, I'm not the best at documenting these things on my personal portfolios. I just don't have the time pretty much, but I can explain them pretty well. So when I get into an interview, my soft skills take over and I can explain these 3, right? And so I impress someone based on my knowledge of these 3. But basically the problem solving skills is a simple, basic problem solving process, and this helps you get to the root of a problem. So the problem solving process is, number one, it's first discovering the root problem, the root cause of what you're trying to accomplish. So basically in digital products, it's the root cause. What is the user trying to accomplish? Okay, what are their pain points? What's going on here? Are they trying to upload documents? What's the purpose of using this application? What are they trying to do, right? It's a matter of getting to the root. That's number one. Brainstorming solutions, implementing it, and observing to see if your solutions worked and solve those problems. 4 simple steps in that sums up really what problem solving is. Now you can get deeper, you can get really extensive on how you discover the root problems, identifying those, documenting those. But once you discover what the user's trying to do, who you're designing for, you're pretty much golden. Now, the habit of critical thinking is when it comes to you designing your screens and you're working with a product owner, you're working with stakeholders, you have to be able to critically think through all these different designs. And because you guys are both working on requirements and you're designing things, and so you have to ask questions. What if the user, so you have to ask questions, you get to those edge cases. Edge cases are scenarios that isn't quite common. But what happens when a user logs into the same, like 2 users log in at the same time? Is there an error message that pops up? Do you lock one screen, right? That's critically thinking through the process. Critical thinking is basically just asking questions. Okay, what if I don't have any data? Is the page going to be blank, or should we have some sort of, default message there? It's those type of questions, right? I can go on and on and on and on. But that's number 3, the habit of critical thinking. And number 4 is the biggest of them all, and that is communication. Okay, basically from the ground floor, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, communicating with your product owner, communicating with your stakeholders, communicating with your development team, your development person, so that you guys are working in tangent, making sure that they're designing your mock-ups and your screens according to the stuff, right? So in order for that nucleus, I can't even say the word, but nucleus, I don't know. But in order for that to work, in order for that to be a strong team and for you to deliver good products and deliver on what you're trying to solve for to reach these requirements, you're going to have to communicate with the stakeholder, you're going to be communicating daily with the product owner, and you're going to be communicating daily with the developer, okay? If and when that comes about. And that, right, those things are so essential to you succeeding in the industry. Remember, visual UI design is important. It's important. It will set you above someone else that basically has okay visual design skills, because this other stuff that I'm talking about, the problem solving, the common sense stuff that I'm just laying out here, all that stuff you guys will be equal at some point. It will equal you guys out, and it will basically, there'll be a push on the fact that you understand how to problem solve, that person understands how to problem solve, but you have that good visual UI design skills, and that's what's going to separate you from other designers. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you get a nugget or 2 from this. Before I go, this Thursday, join me. I have a free virtual meetup, my first virtual meetup this Thursday, 6 to 7 ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll put the link in the description. If you have not signed up, register. And when you do register, you enter your name and email. I'm going to send you an email with the Zoom link. Make sure you check your spam folder. That email sometimes, because it has a Zoom link in it, it goes to spam. So make sure you check that. And it's going to be fun. Come in, listen, and just gain a lot of knowledge, and you can have a big opportunity to ask questions and see and hear from other designers. All right. Anyway, if you have any questions on any things I mentioned, hit me up in the comments below or ask me any questions. You can visit my site, MLUX Academy, use the contact link there and ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you Thursday, possibly. We'll talk soon. Peace.